This is an abnormality beyond abnormalities. Actually, one of the rarest Yu-Gi-Oh cards to ever be made is currently on sale right now on trollandtoad.com. And for those of you that don't actually know what this is the real copy of the Seal of Orichalcos produced by Upper Deck. And this was used by the team at a side event during Nationals. I don't remember which year it was. But all copies of this were not necessarily thought to be destroyed, but they went dormant for about 10 to 15 years. And here we are. Troll and Toad has an authentic copy available at $14,999.99. 15 grand right here available in your hands. And this is a piece of candy. Now, I've seen one other copy of this on the market, and it is owned by one of the biggest collectors in the game who has prize cards and everything, and he paid a good amount of money for that copy. So to see a second copy come out of the woodwork right now is absolutely amazing. So first thing that you need to know is this is not an original Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG card. Alright, this was made by Upper Deck with the sole purpose of allowing this to be used for this side event. So that's the first thing you need to understand. Granted, it's not an official card. It is an official card because of the collectability of it. So, like I said, there's secondary market is so weird. So the actual effect of this is this spell card is impervious to negation, destruction, and removal. All right, so those are a lot of big words in Yu-Gi-Oh text, but essentially this thing is sticking around for a little while. The attack power of all of your monsters is increased by 500. So much like the current original seal, you are floating around a 500 boost. You control a back row of monsters that cannot be attacked with a monster in the front row. Okay, so basically, as long as you have your army of monsters in the front, much like the enemy, your spells and traps essentially convert into back row, which is cool. And you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to negate and destroy any card. This was the old spell speed 4, which is actually really crazy because not only do you have to follow the text up top that says this spell card is impervious to negation, destruction, and removal, you also can hand trap this and negate anything you want and destroy it. And the soul of whichever duelist loses this duel is forfeit to the winner. That is the piece of cake that made this so crazy. So the side event that they had going on for the year of Nationals for this was actually really cool because they would take your picture and put it on the wall of souls, and it was crazy cool that they were doing something like that. Especially when the Seal of Orichalcos arc was starting to air on TV and things like that. I know a lot of people just love iconic things that they can follow through from the show and get the chance to actually be a part of. Now, as I said, this is one of the rarest Yu-Gi-Oh cards in existence. There's also a card of Sanctity that was printed by WB, the old TV show. I believe, in terms of my memory, there are either 1,000 or 100 of them given out through a random contest. I've actually seen 2 of those resurface as of late as well. Those have really good price tags on them as well. But when you're looking through the community at the moment, these cards are circulating. It took a solid 10 years for these things to happen. I'm not exactly sure what has happened as of late to have these cards come back on the secondary market. I believe former employees might have had these and just decided to unload them now that time is up past certain times. You guys know what I mean? Like, gonna just keep this card and keep it for later on. But rainy day, go sell it off for a couple $1,000s. You did it. But this is the Holy Grail, and I'm actually personally looking forward to seeing where this goes on the secondary market, especially considering this is the second copy that I've ever actually seen in existence. And oh god, what was it? A little fun history fact about this card. We had heard rumors for years that the Upper Deck Seal of Orichalcos existed. And much like your player base, so many people believed the story, but they were never seen or heard of. I think the picture on Wikipedia even was just kind of a little filler picture for the most part, and a lot of people literally were like, "Oh, like this is like non-existent." And a lot of people put it in the back of their mind. And then when the first copy surfaced, everybody was like, "Holy crap! Like this is breathtaking. This is stunning. Like this is amazing. Like this is literally where did this come from?" And I mean, you can track back footprints and things like that, but for something like this to kind of stumble out into the community at the moment is really amazing. Now, I already know a few people that are contacting Troll and submitting offers for this already. I don't know how that's going to go. This card might only be on the market for a day or so. All right, I don't actually know how long this has been on here for the most part. And I mean, jokes aside, like this, I'm just shocked. Like, it's so cool when you get to see a piece of Yu-Gi-Oh history come on the market. And honestly, $15,000 is insane. I don't see the average Joe being able to afford this. This isn't for them. But there are hardcore collectors out there that will pay this. And much like the WB Card of Sanctities that have passed hands as of late for a couple $1,000s each, yeah, it's crazy. And you guys also think that this card is crazy overpriced? Some of those Worlds promos, the match winners, some of them are passing hands and Asia shops having them up for $10,000 to $15,000. I actually just heard something about an Eternia moving as of late, which actually shocks me because Eternia was the one I wanted. And I don't have Eternia. I have my own piece of Yu-Gi-Oh history for those of you that follow me and you keep up, because this is not quite as valuable as our friend, the original Seal of Orichalcos, but this is a 1 of 6. I do believe that they print additional copies of these to give out to, you know, Kazuki Takahashi and things like that. I mean, it wouldn't make sense that you, being the creator of the game, don't get the chance to have nice things. So when they say a card is like 1 of 6, I always like to factor an extra copy or so into that, just to be like, oh yeah, there's Kazuki gets his copy. I don't know if that's true or not, but to me that would make sense from the collector's standpoint, that you would be giving the creator an extra copy. Much like, oh man, Tyler the Great Warrior, I think, is arguably the only other one that's probably rarer than this, because he still has the card, actually. I know there was a rumor going around that there were 2 copies in the world, and I'm not exactly sure if that particular rumor was busted or not. I believe that not to be true as much. It's the one where he looks like Goku and stuff, and he was fighting. I believe it was for the Make-A-Wish Foundation that he actually got that, which is really cool. I actually don't believe that's tournament legal either, but I just wanted to point that out as well, that there are rare cards out there. They exist within the community. There was an interview done with the duelist that has Tyler the Great Warrior. He's still alive and kicking. He survived his case that he had. I believe it was cancer. Don't quote me on that either. But he did survive his illness. Still has it. It's still out there. It's beating. I don't want him to ever get rid of it, because that's a piece of history right there, and that's something you don't want to get rid of. So for $15,000, I had to get my history lesson out, because this is cool. This is what we came here for in the game. But for $15,000, I know you and me are going to be able to totally afford this. And oh my god, this is so cool. Like, congratulations, we now have an actual picture of the Seal of Orichalcos available if you want to see what the original copy looked like, used by Upper Deck back in the day for the side event. Copies have been out of circulation for years, which is absolutely insane to me. Guys, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about this. This is the holy grail, like literally. All right, guys, peace out. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanquil40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.